The film begins by showing two sisters named Trish and Derry. They are on their way in the summer to go to their parents' house. But while on the way, they are suddenly startled by an old boxcar that is going very fast while honking its car horn, so that it shocked them both. A few moments later, they passed an old church that was no longer used. They also saw the reckless old boxcar that was already in the churchyard. And there was a mysterious man wearing a completely closed costume. Unbeknownst to them, it turned out that the old boxcar was being driven by a mysterious creature called the Creepers. The car he was carrying contained victims whose internal organs had been removed. The Creepers are a type of immortal creature that will rise and hunt every 23rd summer. And for 23 days after his resurrection, he will continue to hunt humans, then eat the organs of his victims, and every organ he eats will automatically become part of his organs. And the Creeper is seen throwing his victims' bodies through the chimney to the ground floor of the church building. Feeling something strange, they both immediately stepped on the gas and passed the church, but the Creepers first saw where they were. As a result, they were chased by the mysterious creature.
What the hell's your problem?
Until Darry's car lost control and ended up going off the road. But strangely, the creature immediately continued on its way without paying attention. Instead of immediately leaving and looking for help, the two of them were determined to return to the old church. Luckily, the Creeper wasn't there anymore. Without wasting any time, they checked the chimney where the creature dumped its victims. Darry, who was determined to check deeper, actually slipped and ended up falling.
Rat's coming out my face.
Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you for this.
There he found a bundle of cloth thrown away by the creature. And suddenly the object moved. It turned out that when it was open, the contents were human. Darry was very surprised. Then the man motioned for Darry to open his body. When Darry tore the cloth, he could see there were stitch marks on the man's stomach. It was possible that his internal organs had been eaten by the Creepers, because he could no longer endure the pain. The man finally died. After that, Darry asked Trish, who was still upstairs, to be on guard, worried that the mysterious figure would come back. And if the figure came again, Darry asked Trish to hide immediately, while Darry, who was still trapped downstairs, searched every room in the tunnel, and how shocked Darry was when he looked up, because there were many human bodies stuck to each side of the room. Then not long after that, Trish was shocked by the arrival of a car driving towards her. Trish quickly got into the car and intended to start car, but it turned out that the car that was passing by was just an ordinary hay truck. After Darry managed to get back up, they quickly continued their journey. Long story short, they stopped at the gas station and took a short break. While suppressing the fear they had just experienced, Darry was seen still shocked by the incident they had just seen. When they got out of the car, they again saw the boxcar belonging to the mysterious figure passing in front of them. Then they went into the restaurant, which was near the gas station. Inside, Trish immediately screamed, asked for help. He asked the restaurant waiter to immediately contact the police. While waiting for the waiter to contact the police, suddenly they were startled by the sound of a telephone ringing right next to them. Darry immediately picked up the telephone, and it turned out that the person calling was a woman, and strangely enough, this woman knew about the two of them. She also knew the condition that Darry was experiencing now, such as her clothes were torn, and there was a rose tattoo above Darry's navel. The woman gave a message to Darry about the mysterious creature. She also knew about the bodies in the tunnel under the church. The place was called the House of Suffering. She said the creature would make human organs as food. If there is someone who dares to block it, then the creature will not stop chasing that person. He also reminded Darry that if Darry hears a song with the words, "Jeepers Creepers," he should immediately run. Because this woman has a bad feeling that will happen to Darry, he said this creature also targets its victims through smell. If there is a scent it likes on someone's body, then that person will be its target.
Fuck you, lady.
Long story short, night fell and the police officers were seen there. Darry immediately told them everything he saw below the church. He said that this mysterious figure was a psychopath because there were hundreds of bodies that he kept under the church. At first, the police didn't believe Darry's words, but suddenly the restaurant waiter told him that someone had gotten into Darry's car. When he looked, it was true. Of course, their car was a mess, and the dirty clothes they were carrying had been rummaged through. The waiter also said that the man had kissed and licked the dirty clothes they had on them.
He's after us because he knows what we saw.
Because of this incident, the police officers finally believed that Darry and Trish were in danger. They immediately carried out an investigation to check the location that Darry meant by going along. While on the way, the police car behind them was attacked by the creature, while Darry and Trish, who were in front, were not aware of the incident. Suddenly, they were shocked by their heads being thrown in front of their car. Then they went down to check the condition of the police. Trish was very shocked when she saw the police head lying on the road. They quickly got back into the car. From inside, they saw the creature take the policeman's head. Then he sniffed it and then ate his tongue. Not wanting to take the risk, the two of them immediately stepped on the gas and walked away from the creature. Because the distance to the city was still very far. They stopped by someone's house on the side of the road to ask for help. They met the owner of the house, an old woman. The old woman asked why they came here. Trish answered that she wanted to borrow a telephone to call the police. The old woman said that they could call the police, but the police couldn't come to this house because it seemed like this old woman didn't like the police. Then suddenly a strange thing happened. All of this old woman's cats were acting strangely. And it turned out that the mysterious figure, aka the creepers, was already there. And the creature immediately killed the old woman. Darry and Trish quickly returned to the car, but the creature continued to chase them. Because Trish was emotional, she immediately hit the creature and ran over its body many times to ensure that the creature was really dead.
Enough.
But even though it had been run over many times, the creature still seemed to be moving. Darry, who was very scared, ordered Trish to get out of here immediately. Long story short, they apparently went to the sheriff's office to look for a safe place, and at the same time they wanted to borrow a telephone there to contact their parents. Not long afterward, a woman named Jezzel came. Jezzel came there just to meet Darry and Trish. The sheriff said that Jezzel was a local resident here who often thought of himself as a fortune teller. Jezzel said that he had also seen the bodies stored in the basement through dreams he had seen, and it was also known that Jezzel was a woman who had called Darry while at the restaurant. Jezzel said every 23rd of the summer, and for 23 days, the creature had to look for food, and its food was human organs. The reason it ate human organs was to perfect its body, and every organ it ate would become part of itself. For example, if he eats the lungs, then he can breathe. If he eats the eyes, then he can see. Jezzel's purpose in saying this to Darry was because he saw that something bad would happen to Darry. Suddenly, the electricity at the sheriff's office went out. Darry felt that the creature had come, even though previously he was very sure he had killed the creature. Jezzel said it was possible that he had eaten a lot of human hearts to stay alive. Then, when the sheriff checked into the prison, he saw that the creature was eating the feet and hands of prisoners in the prison. This was done to repair his feet and hands, which had been crushed by Trish earlier. Then the sheriff leader mobilized all his troops to be on guard. They were all ready to wait from the stairs.
Talk! He's gone.
One of the sheriffs came forward to check the situation. Suddenly, the creature attacked from above and immediately ate the sheriff's heart.
Be honest, right? We hear deepest creepers while screaming in the dark. Your dreams, are they ever wrong?
And finally arrived at when the creature met Darry, Trish, and Jezzel. Jezzel told Darry and Trish to immediately go upstairs, while Jezzel was going to distract this creature. But the creature just left Jezzel, because it wasn't Jezzel that he wanted, while Darry and Trish is now in the interrogation room, but the creature immediately discovered their whereabouts. Their bodies were licked one by one, then the creature threw Trish, which meant she was more interested in Darry, and soon the sheriffs came, but they couldn't shoot because the creature caught Darry. Trish asked to let Darry go, and he was willing to give himself up to replace Darry, because the creature was not interested in Trish. Finally, he immediately left with Darry. Long story short, the next day, Jezzel returned to see Trish to tell her that her parents had arrived here. Then Trish asked Jezzel whether all her dreams or predictions had been proven so far, and dream about Darry screaming in the dark while listening to the song Jeepers Creepers. What does the dream actually mean? But Jezzel chooses not to answer. Jezzel says that she is just a crazy woman. Then the scene changes to show an old factory. Inside the factory, you can hear chanting Jeepers, Creepers, music, and screams from someone. It turns out that Darry has become one of the creature's collections, and the part of Darry's body that the creature is targeting are his eyes. And the film ends. The last scene proves that Jezzel's prediction about Darry is true. In his dream, he saw Darry screaming in the dark. While hearing the song Jeeper Creepers, that means Darry screamed when the creature ate his eyes while hearing the song Jeeper Creepers, played by the creature. The darkness could also mean that Darry couldn't see. Thank you, I've watched it, and see you.